Okay, I'm Jay. I was diagnosed with psychosis after what was actually um, described as drug-induced psychosis. What comes with psychosis is, anxiety and, you're in a manic state, racing thoughts and all that sort of stuff, and just abnormal behaviour. And then eventually you might end up with like deep depression. I remember in the early stages it was like I'd make up all these like strange scenarios that like people were perhaps following me, maybe even people I don't even know happen to be talking about me from a distance, which was just all in my head. At the time I didn't really realise that I had a problem. I think friends and family kind of brought it to my attention, and the more you go to see the doctors and like, you know, get advice and, it starts to set in, and then you yourself sort of recognise or acknowledge that there may be a problem. Like I've always had like a lot of friends and I've had a pretty big friend circle and stuff like that. But then when it came down to that and like it was a bit weird and stuff, like it really sort of shows who your close mates are. And there was only like a really, select few that would really go the extra mile to kind of, be there for you. I think a lot of the other ones are kind of caught up doing their own thing, and no one wants to hang out with a weirdo with, mental problems. Obviously they, immediate family, they were all like really there for me and sort of, pointed me in the right direction, I guess. Because at the end of the day, they're always going to be there for you no matter what. If you do put the word out or, you raise the alarm, there's going to be people there for you. Can't say enough for like the people that did help me. Yeah, it may have been a totally different story if I didn't have that. Because like obviously a lot of people don't really understand it. And I think also they wanted to be my friend for that like fun, crazy guy that's always having a good time. And then when it gets to a point where you're no longer that guy and you're a bit weird and your emotions are up and down, then it's like they don't really want to, be a part of that. So that was part of the recovery process, but there's still things today that like breathing problems or like, get a little bit anxious sometimes. I don't know. I've definitely learned from it, and I think I'm not obviously not saying it's a good thing, but it's good that I can take away these experiences and now it gives me a whole new light on life kind of thing. I've always sort of been pretty open, happy to talk about things, but at the same time, like, I guess in the early stages it's a bit weird, and I suppose like this whole process has changed me. Now I do speak more openly about it as long as it gets the message out there. Yeah, it was never really like a big thing to talk about emotions and stuff. Like I won't necessarily just tell everyone everything, you know what I mean? But there's like a select few which I'll happily just say whatever.